Stay tuned and let's check out this Marvel Legends 85th anniversary Carol Danvers Warbird. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we continue celebrating 85 years of Marvel. As in front of us today we have another Marvel Legends from this year's summer program. It is of course Carol Danvers, aka Warbird. Definitely a desired upgrade for this particular costume design, as the last time we got this in the Marvel Legends line was nearly a decade ago in a free pack with Captain America and Radioactive Man. Now if memory serves me right, that was also a Target exclusive, as so is this one. If you are in the US, Warbird is a Target exclusive. Now I am aware there were some issues with the pre-order, but I have been reassured that she will be plentiful in stock this summer, so your patience will be rewarded. However, I am in the UK, there are no Targets, but I will be opening her up today for a full comparison and to check her out, as she is on the best Marvel Legends female body currently available to us. It is that Black Widow modded body. She comes with 2 heads, 2 hands and a set of effect pieces on the really nice sort of smart summer program packaging. We also get a picture of Carol on the side. That same image is on the back of the box, but there's no bio wave association or anything like that. So instead, let's get her open. Here we have Warbird, aka Carol Danvers, aka Miss Marvel, out of the packaging with those mentioned accessories: a set of interchangeable hands, some effect pieces, and then a second head sculpt, which is more than just a different hairstyle. She actually has a different sculpted mask on there, which I think represent 2 different eras of this costume. I will explain more when we take a closer look, but let me get the tape measure out so you can see that she stands at about 6 inches in height, which is as expected, as she is utilizing the brand new Black Widow body, slightly altered, but that means you are getting a really highly articulated, pinless female body, which is exactly what we want in a Marvel Legends line. I just think proportionally and aesthetically she is going to fit beautifully into a modern Marvel Legends collection, especially when you compare it to that version we got over 10 years ago or just about. You can see the skin tone's different. Proportionally it's just not quite right. She's a little bit taller. This new one blows that old one out of the water. It held its own for a good while, but the new one is an instant upgrade, that is for sure. And if you're curious about the costume, well, that first appeared in Miss Marvel 20 back in 1978, but in recent comics she brought the costume back during her time with the Avengers, codenamed Warbird, where the costume was recreated by Janet Van Dyne no less, as a tribute to that classic Miss Marvel look, and it remains a fan favourite for Carol Danvers to this day. And now we can add it to our Marvel Legends collection. Let's take a closer look. Starting as we do at the head sculpt. Now this is the first one straight out the packaging. I apologise if my lights are a little bit harsh, but I believe that this is the modern day head sculpt, as the black eye mask is a little bit thinner in design. The hair itself is more action pose, sort of windswept in a flight pose maybe, and it has a nice sort of wash to it as well to create like a dirty blonde effect. The head itself has the digital face printing tech on show, so you got really nice eyes behind the mask, some rosy cheeks to match your lips. Honestly, massive upgrade to compared to anything we have had in the past. Different shades in the hair, as you can see. So unique sculpt. You got some hair on the front there, and then you get the windswept design over here. Really nicely done. Again, you can see the different shades in the hair with that wash going through it, all the way background to the front. So yeah, this is the thinner eye mask, which I believe is the sort of a modern Avengers look for Carol Danvers. Very stern expression as well, which is fitting to the character. She's always quite serious, isn't she? So yeah, Carol's looking very nice. But we have an alternative. Now this second head sculpt, at least to me, I think represents more of that old school original Miss Marvel when she first started wearing this costume, as she has more of a blonde bombshell type of look with the hair, and also the mask is a lot thicker, how it was drew back in the day as well. So I believe we've got a modern and an old school head sculpt in this pack, which is making me itchy for a second one. But as you can see, the mask is definitely a lot thicker around the face, but you've still got the blue eyes, the red lips, and her mouth is slightly open on this one as well. The hair is also a different sculpt entirely, but it has the same colour with the same wash going out, and I still think it's a unique sculpt for Carol here. here. You can see all the different strands of hair sticking out from the back and the different shades in the hair. So yeah, I do like this one as well. Genuinely like them both, so it's going to be a hard choice. But you let me know in the comments below. I will throw up a comparison on the screen right now, and you can let me know, are you going for more of the old school Miss Marvel or the modern day Warbird? I think that's what we've got here, a Miss Marvel head and a Warbird head. Both great, both worthy of display, but you got to make a choice. For now, I'm going with the modern head sculpt as we check out the costume on here before we get into articulation. So it is that trademark black one piece with the metallic gold lightning bolt across the front, and that does extend underneath the crunch as well. So when you sort of get her in a flying pose and lean her back, that line does continue up the sort of torso, so you're not going to break the lightning bolt design, which is a very nice touch. The only other pop of colour is that red sash, which is just done in a little bit of a harder plastic, which sits around the waist, no problem at all. You've got these two strands that come off as well. That's okay. And then you've got the black gloves that go all the way up the arms, but there's no sculpted element there for the top of the gloves. There is, though, a sculpted element for the top of these boots on the thighs. So you can see there's a thigh cut is a little bit lower than we're used to seeing it, as they've added this sort of extra sort of top of the boot sculpted piece that breaks up the skin tone and the black boots that go all the way down the knees and down to the feet. So you've got black all the way there. Then you get the skin tone, one piece, black gloves, and the only pop of colours being the red sash and the gold on the chest, which is very, very nice. And there's more differences to this body than the Black Widow than I initially thought. At first, I thought it was just a repaint, but no, there is a lot of difference in the sculpt as well. Let me show you. Let me bring in Black Widow real quick to show you what I was referring to. I'll get to articulation in a second, but on Black Widow, you can see the thigh cut is where we're used to seeing it quite high on the thigh, where on Miss Marvel, you can see it's virtually above the knee. So that is to allow for the new upper sort of thigh piece to add that additional sculpt for the top of the boots. Also, of course, on Black Widow, she has the sort of zipper on the chest and the collar, where Miss Marvel doesn't have that. And also the upper and lower section of the torso are smoother. It doesn't really have any wrinkles like the Black Widow costume did. So I do think those two pieces are new as well, where the arms are probably the same, as neither of them have any additional sculpted detail. So yeah, there are some differences on the upper thigh and the upper and lower torso, but I think maybe the feet and the initial legs and the arms are basically the same. So same articulation scheme, but a few differences in regard to the sculpt and the mold. Let's get into articulation. So the head sculpt is on the traditional disc and hinge, but due to the hairstyle on both heads, you're not going to be able to get a looking up, but she will bury the chin. And of course, that's where you're going to get your swivel from side to side as well. At the shoulder, the arm will go up past 90, bicep swivel, and really deep double jointed pinless elbow on a Marvel Legend female. How times have changed. You also get the hinge in the wrist as well. And then the additional butterfly joint allows you that movement both forward and back, which is really, really nice. Now the ab crunch is all inverted as it's now down at the waist. If I lift the sash, you can see that's where the crunch is, and then you get a ball joint up here at the top of the torso. So you get a lot of swivel and wiggle room up top. That's where you're going to get your swivel, of course, and then, as I said, forward and back. Add that with the crunch at the waist, and then you can get her in some great poses. That was probably not very ladylike, I apologise. The legs will go that far up, which is pretty high, and then the thigh cut is a little bit further down, like I mentioned, above the knee. Then you get double jointed, pinless knees, regular Marvel Legend ankle pivot rocker, hinge, all of that good stuff. But yeah, if you're an ACBA guy or just love posing your action figures, you are undoubtedly going to love what she is capable of. Let's check out her accessories. Out of the box, she comes with a set of fisted hands. Then you don't quite get a pair, as they are unique, but they are open palm, more expressive for your Marvel Legends display. And then lastly, you get a pair of these translucent effect pieces, which this time are in like an orangey yellow, which sort of represent her cosmic abilities and match her uniform and hair, to be honest. We've got them with like charged up characters in the past, like Doctor Strange and Wanda, in reds and purples, but now we get them in an orange for Carol Danvers. And they're not the worst, but they're not the best. It would have been nice to see something new, but again, it just adds a little bit something to the display. Now, talking of display, do you want to see a little posing party? Hold your your criticism. You know posing isn't my forte. It's all about world building and displaying, but she is very fun. Wait until you get her in hand for yourself. So moving into comparisons for one more time, here we have our Warbird compared to our previous Marvel Legends Miss Marvel. And once again, it is undoubtedly a massive upgrade proportionately. Articulation, head sculpt, the colour, just everything about it is an update. This had the single jointed pinned body. This is double jointed pinless with the best female articulation currently available to us. Honestly, really nice. If you have this one, get her out of here and use this one. But if you were thinking maybe you could put the additional head on that old body, then think again, because it pops on there, but again, the skin tone doesn't work and it doesn't quite fit right. Again, let's bring back Black Widow just so you can see both of them utilizing that new female articulation scheme. There is one more Marvel Legend that does, and it is the brand new Sharon Carter from the Shield 3-pack. But off the top of my head, I can think of a couple more females worthy of this upgrade. I'm thinking Psylocke, I'm thinking Electra. You let me know who else is worthy of this new female body mold in the comments below. Here we have some more unique Marvel Legend female body types, as we have Power Princess and the new She-Hulk. That is a powerful trio on the table right now. Anyone for some snoo? Now I've swapped the head sculpt to what I think is the classic Miss Marvel look, and here we have some classic Avengers to match that era, sort of. We have Vision and Scarlet Witch. Back to the modern Warbird head sculpt to line up with some Avengers. Here we have Captain America and Iron Man, and I believe that's the right Iron Man armor for this iteration of Warbird and the Avengers. Let me know in the comments. And since it is Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, here we have a couple that we have in the Marvel Legends lineup. To be honest, when I associate Carol Danvers with the Avengers, I do think of this costume, and the sort of more traditional Captain Marvel look is for her solo adventures in space, at least in my mind. And here we have Janet and Hank. And remember, Janet was the one who created this new costume in the modern Avengers. So yeah, they look great. And I never did a review of this 2-pack on the channel. Should I? Since we have crept into July, here we have Miss Marvel compared to Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, the only other figure I've reviewed on the channel so far in this 85th anniversary lineup is, of course, Superior Spider-Man. You can go and check that out on the channel right now. But trust me, more are coming. Wrapping up with the Who crew, here we have Frogman, Tigra and Broken Jocasta. But then, of course, last but never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends 85th anniversary Warbird, aka Carol Danvers, aka Miss Marvel, whatever you call her. She is a welcomed upgrade to our Marvel Legends collection, undoubtedly better than the previous version. A very aesthetically pleasing figure with a great range of articulation. She will fit in beautifully wherever you decide to put her in your display, because I do think both of those head sculpts represent a different era. You've got the more modern Avengers look, and then you've got the sort of classic Miss Marvel look. You let me know in the comments below what you're going to be doing. Remember, in the US, this is a Target exclusive. They will be plentiful in store and hopefully come back online at some point. But in the UK, it's not an exclusive. Available in all the places you buy your Marvel Legends, all right? So I will be reviewing more of this 85th anniversary lineup, so you know what to do. Stick around on this channel, find the playlists, find the videos tab, but most importantly, please, hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at itsdanwho. I'm on Twitter at danwhoreviews. My name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.